Time to take a look at your money and called the Magnificent Seven. The stocks of Nvidia, Meta, Tesla, Amazon, Alphabet, Microsoft, and Apple have generated a lot of excitement and money for investors. Last year, the stocks for these seven companies rose an average 111%, far exceeding the S&P 500's gain of 24%. But is all this excitement over these seven stocks really justified? Joining us now, our financial expert, Mark Gravicheski, Quad Cities Investment Group. And thank you so much for joining us again on this
pleasure. Good
Monday.
to see you again.
Yeah. So what's all the excitement over these seven stocks?
Well, for many years now, we've had many basic types of AI or artificial intelligence, and its main use has been to accumulate and analyze vast amounts of data very quickly. For example, anytime you go onto the internet, basic AI tracks your activity, and it may send you recommendations on goods you may want to buy, or it targets certain advertising messages to you. In warehousing, basic AI is used in robotics to manage inventory levels. Even within our home, Devin, basic AI is used in our cell phones, home entertainment systems, even our home security systems. Now, on a more complex level, AI is used in many self-driving automobiles that we're starting to see. But this recent excitement, though, Devin, is of the untapped potential of how AI can literally transform our lives, how it can transform the economy. And right now, Devin, and those are the key words, right now, Wall Street believes these seven companies, collectively known as the Magnificent Seven, are the industry leaders for that task. They are Alphabet, also known as Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Meta, formerly known as Facebook, Apple, Nvidia, and Tesla. And these seven companies, Devin, either directly create that AI technology or are expected to significantly benefit from that AI technology.
So for investors who may want to invest in these companies, do you feel that the gains will continue?
Well, you can see here, look, just how well the Magnificent Seven performed last year. For example, the stock of the company Nvidia gained a whopping 239% last year, well above the S&P 500's gain last year of 24%. So far this year, the S&P 500 gained a respectable 3%. And, for some of the Magnificent Seven, the performance has been a little under or over. But this initial rush to buy AI stocks reminds me of that technology boom, and as a warning, that subsequent bust of many technology stocks we saw back in the late 1990s, early 2000s. Back then, Devin, I was working on one of the trading floors in Chicago, and I saw firsthand this similar rush to buy the stock of any company even remotely related to technology. And at the start of that technology boom, again, back in the late 1990s, earnings didn't matter. Profits didn't matter. Investors were driving the stock prices of these technology companies higher and higher and higher on what? It was the untapped potential of technology, very similar to what we're seeing with these AI stocks. But after about a year and a half of that technology boom, we saw this consolidation by Wall Street saying, okay, look, guys, this group here of companies, these are the main players within the technology sector. This other group, okay, they've got some potential, we'll keep our eye on them. But for many, many, many other technology companies, once that initial hype of technology started to fade, those companies' stock prices literally plummeted, and many of those companies actually went bankrupt. And I think, in my opinion, we'll see something very similar in the AI sector. Whether it's 2 weeks, it's 2 months, it's 2 years down the road, I think we're going to see, again, a similar consolidation process of the main players within the AI sector. But in the meantime, if you do invest in these AI-related stocks, yes, as you can see, there's potential profits to be made, but it comes with a massive amount of risk. So be careful.
Gee, we haven't heard of AI before, right? Right, Alexa? Well, let's roll our Tech Bites next. Thanks, Mark.
Great to be here.